Well, welcome back to Smart Family. Time to talk smart parenting. Did you know a recent Johns Hopkins University study shows students suffer the most in math, as much as 2.5 months worth. And once they return to school, well, guess what? Teachers can spend from 6 to 8 weeks reteaching students information they have forgotten rather than moving on to new material. So how do you get your kids to hold on to the things they learned this past school year? Well, joining us now is Ellie Vogel, who is the owner of Shighton Tutors, and also Dr. Jenny Walker, who is a teacher and also an educator, and she has her PhD in education of psychology. So thank you, ladies, both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, well, so for people who aren't familiar, Ellie, with retention loss or losing information, can you explain that to me?
Sure. Over the summertime, students lose their skills, their academic skills and their knowledge. And it can be as much as 2.5 months, especially in math. So it's very important that they keep their minds active.
Okay.
All right? So they need encouragement. Also, what they have discovered is if you give a child a standardized test, at the beginning of the summer, and you give it to them again
at the end?
At the end of the summer, they'll be like 80% of the results, the same test.
Okay, and so that is exactly what summer learning loss is, because the kids are out playing and they're not learning.
And they should be playing, but they should also do some activities that are intellectual.
Which leads to my next question, Doctor. I have a question for you. So when it comes to summer learning loss, what are some things that we can do to prevent from our kids losing so much?
Oh, there's all kinds of things we can do. For instance, if you are preparing dinner or lunch, you can perhaps have the children help you measure out ingredients.
Okay.
That way you can talk about fractions or percentages or ratios, and they can also help you learn as well.
Right, which my daughter always does all the time, because I'm like, so what does 1/3? Is 1/3 less than 1/4 or 1/2?
That's right, so you can have a conversation about it. Another great way is to really encourage reading. Encourage your children to read books that they really enjoy. Ask them questions about it, the characters in it, what they like about the characters, what they don't. If there was a different choice had been made by one of the characters, how might that have impacted the way the story ends? Also, really let them see you enjoy reading as well. You can perhaps read individually, but perhaps read together as a family.
Well, you remember I told you that I have a child at home who's read 6 novels in 3 days. Who does that? I couldn't even begin to keep up with her to ask her questions on those novels. But that's a good way for kids to retain, because, and also it's a good way for parents to be engaged with their children.
That's right.
So that's a total win-win.
Yes.
Okay, now you have all these pens here, and I'm sure that they're probably a prop here. Is there a reason for this?
Well, another way that they can encourage not having summer learning loss is to perhaps sign them up with a summer camp or a summer tutoring program, one-on-one, or take a friend, take a group. It's a great way to learn, and it's a great way to pique their curiosity.
That's, well, sort of. I don't know. I have to say I'm one of those kids that I would never in a million years show up in a classroom during the summertime at all.
It can be fun. It can be a lot of fun.
I'm sure it can be. I'm sure it can be. Actually, there's actually a lot of schools, even ASU offers summer camps for kids to learn and keep retaining the information that they had learned. So that's some good advice there. Also, one other thing that I was reading that you had suggested was having your kids go to places where they can actually learn things, see things that they learned in the classroom the previous year, like museums.
That's right. If you go to have a day out for the museum, look at some of the artists, talk about those, and when you get home you can look them up online or in books, find out who they were, when they were born, all kinds of information about them. Perhaps they could even recreate some of the art themselves.
I love that. I love that. And I have to say, with your wonderful accent, I would listen to you all day long.
Thank you.
I think I might want to hire her as my tutor. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ellie, because now June 21st is a day of National Learning Day.
That's right.
So tell me about what you, Shighton, in Tutors is doing to honor that week.
Well, Shighton in Scottsdale, what we're doing is we are offering free assessments for reading and for math, regardless of the grade. It could be 1 through 12. And they're going to be the whole week from June 20th through the 24th.
Okay.
But they do need to be make an appointment.
Make an appointment, okay. So it'll take about an hour. We'll have all the details on our website. And ladies, both, thank you so much for joining us. Just go to our website for all the details at abc15.com and click on the Lifestyle tab.